everybody, and Raising Elevated Families podcast or webcast or what you'd like to call it here. But here we are back this week with, I'm excited to be sitting talking here with Kat. She's with Arizona. I'm really excited to go through what she does specifically as a physical therapist, but she's got more of a specific focus, especially for you moms to be and moms out there and women, because she deals with a lot of women's health and pelvic rehab. But just to kind of give a little bit of a kind of intro here, the focus of our Raising Elevated Families is to connect people like yourselves out there through our fan base, throughout Facebook and Instagram, to be able to connect with more people, community here within the Scottsdale, Phoenix area, to just provide more of a resource and value for you out there. And Kat is an amazing asset and value to be bringing on here. So thanks for being willing to come on here with us and share yourself and what you do for our viewers.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So Kat is, again, she's a PT. She's got the credentials, and she's also got a specific specialty, which is women's health and pelvic rehab. But I always like to find a little bit of more about who we speak to. So, and I know a lot of people like to know who you are. And so I guess in a nutshell, give people a little bit of synopsis as far as a little bit about yourself and how you've become a physical therapist, and particularly women's health and health rehab therapist.
Yeah. I grew up kind of in the clinic. My dad's a physical therapist, and he had a clinic all grown up. So I started shredding paper in a PT clinic when I was, like 10 years old or so, and then, was a tech, and then kind of I've been lucky to, I guess, know what I always wanted to do. So PT's always kind of been a no-brainer. I didn't, always plan on doing the women's health route. But how I got into that was I was in my first year of PT school, and I was working out at a CrossFit gym, and a couple people next to me, a couple moms, during the jump rope portion all started, leaking a little bit, and they were all just kind of laughing and were like, well, this is just how it is. I'm a mom. And I was like, I just learned last week that there's muscles down there. Like I wonder if there's something I could do. So that kind of like sparked my interest, I guess. And then just kind of went from there and become very passionate about it, and learning that there's a lot of things we can do to prevent, things that women think they have to live with just because their moms and grandmas and, aunts and whatever have all been through it. They think they have to. So that kind of like sparked my passion, and I just kind of ran with it, and it's been super fun.
That's awesome. And then, we see a fair share of our pregnant moms and postpartum moms here in our practice. And it's one of those things too. And I love having you on and being able to be dealing with this specific population, because it's one, I don't know how many percentage wise of people, or especially women like this, will express those challenges. For at least me in my experience, I get to hear some of that, but I'm sure it's a low percentage of women that experience these sorts of things that you deal with, that they're expressing that to a lot of people. I'm sure a lot just kind of keep it to themselves and not sure what to do, or even if it's common or normal or whatnot. So that's great that you have that, and to be able to have that avenue. And that's one of the, again, purposes of this, to help women out there understand and know that these things are things that can be handled and be dealt with. One question that comes up in my mind that I think a lot of viewers might be interested in is, what do you specifically do, or what are some of the common challenges you see in your practice? I know you mentioned that, the dribbling a little bit, but what are some common things that women out there can become aware of that may be something that you can help with?
Yeah. So there's a couple like that are the super common ones that I see at least every day, like once or twice. And those are the big ones, are probably like the urinary incontinence, like I talked about, whether it's a little bit of leaking or, it's a lot, where, some women, I've had patients have to change their pants, 3 to 4 times a day. Or something just as small as maybe a little bit while running. I also see a lot of diastasis recti, which is
Hmm.
that separation in that core and those, especially lower abdominals during
Yep.
pregnancy that become split, which leads to a lot of core weakness, obviously. And the other big chunk of people are, neck, hip, and back pain due to pregnancy or delivery or afterwards. You go from, your normal job, your normal routine to having to lift and carry and bend and twist, lift up car seats and strollers. And so, that's what you see a lot, I'm sure of. And so, it leads, it either is like a tight muscle or a weak muscle. And those are kind of the two big things that I work on.
Hmm.
But any kind of pains that relate to pregnancy and postpartum. And I feel like that's one of the big things that I see is a lot of women think, oh, I had a baby, like I'm supposed to be in pain. And I'm sure you see that too,
Yeah.
because it is so common and their moms or whoever, media they saw, oh, I'm just supposed to be in pain because that kind of sucked. So it just is what
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of things you can do for sure.
There is, and that's what I love about having you. I mean, you're right at, so people know you're out of Modern Milk here as far as a
Hmm.
satellite clinic for yourself, and I know your main clinic is out in Gilbert as well.
Yep.
But that's why again I love having you right over here too, because what we do, uh, particularly for those moms that are one becoming pregnant, gonna be pregnant, or even afterwards. But the common challenges and symptoms may per se that affect the experience overall. I do maybe recommend some stretches, exercises, but I do not go through like what you do, and you don't do what I do, right? And so the
Totally.
two really meld very well to help those moms, and this is where I stress it too, and I know you do this as well, is really preparing the body, right? Like those are things, one, if you know you're going to be pregnant, start to prepare the body for the challenges and stressors it's going to be under, because then it's not a normal thing
Hmm.
to have to experience, where I find that most women that we see aren't preparing their bodies for the challenges and stressors
Yeah.
their body's going to undertake and the changes they're going to undertake. So if the body's prepared, then you don't get those common or normal, per se. I always like to say common because that's really the verbiage. It's not normal to experience that.
Hmm.
But they can avoid those and really enjoy the pregnancy. And the big part is, preparing for labor delivery,
Yeah.
right? Because if the
Oh yeah.
body's prepared, then it can go through these things
Hmm.
more efficiently and
Yeah.
see more of those positives, because it's a beautiful time in life. I'm not going to be able to personally experience, but my wife has twice, and
Yeah.
it's a time in life that's so special. But I know you do some speaking as well, and over at Modern Milk, I know that you've got an amazing array of classes and things. But what do you have? Do you have anything coming up
Yeah.
speaking over there at Modern Milk?
Yeah, we do. And, Modern Milk has been so amazing for us and just the community as a whole. And I love all the classes that they provide here. And I'm so lucky to be able to like have a spot inside here, but also be speaking in some of the Happy Mom schools. And then I also have one coming up on May 9th. It's at 6:30 here in Scottsdale. And it's called Fit Pregnancy and Postpartum. I have a lot of patients that come in that are like pregnant or postpartum and they say like, what can I do? What can't I do? And then some women come years after postpartum, like, I've been so nervous to work out or to like do the wrong exercise. I just haven't.
Right.
So I really wanted to provide a class to educate how to actually engage the core properly in the pelvic floor. And then, what are some safe exercises to do? And then kind of do like a question and answer as well. A lot of people just have random questions on like SI belts and stretches and things like that. So it should be pretty cool to kind of be able to talk to the community and the moms around here for sure.
Absolutely, that's
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah, that's definitely, a lot of those moms are like, is it safe to? Is it what I do? When
Yeah.
should I do it?
Yeah.
They may get the clearance from their OB, and
Yeah.
then like, well, clearance to do what, and where do I start, and what do I
Exactly.
do? It's
Yep.
that'll be an awesome class to be able to attend. Is there anything else that you commonly hear in your practice, or anything else you'd like to add that you think that the viewership one should know about what you do, or what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is, some women go through pregnancy and postpartum without any problems, right? Like,
Mhm.
and there's probably a good chunk of those, but there's also on the other hand that other chunk of people that, do have pains and aches and, symptoms like we talked about that just don't have to be there. So whether it's, even if you're not having any pain or anything right now, just knowing and having a plan, like you talked about, being prepared, just knowing that, you can do chiropractics, you can do physical therapy, and that you don't have to live with these, these types of issues, I think is the biggest thing. And just, I think knowledge is power for sure. And just knowing that, there is things that you can do. And I know being a new mom is scary, and your priority is the baby, obviously, taking care of that. But, you're able to be a better mom to your kids. You're able to be a better spouse to your partner, if you are taking care of yourself as well. So making that time for you and that self-care is super important, because you're gonna be able to better take care of everyone around you. And you'll be able to, like you said, enjoy it a little bit, because it is such an exciting time. So just reaching out to people like Thomas or me, we're both, easy to reach by email or phone. And even if it's just a quick question, like, hey, I have this going on, I'm super open just to answering emails and questions and things, even if it's not coming to the clinic, just to kind of guiding you to the right person, because I think that's super important.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that too, because oftentimes I find, especially with moms are, they put themselves last,
Totally.
and like I said too, I always like to say, you can't give from an empty cup. And oftentimes moms are not filling their cup, and they feel like they're going on fumes all the time. And so it doesn't allow for you to be the best mom, the best spouse, the friend, the person you want to be in, and be able to enjoy that quality of life. And that's a great point that you brought up. I'm glad that you did there. So before we kind of step out and turn off here, how do people get in touch with you? What is the best way? What contact information can you provide for everyone?
Yeah, so I've tried to make Therizona very accessible. So really, email is easy. Instagram, Facebook, call, whatever. Some people just like to shoot over an email because it's easier, or just kind of stop in as well. But yeah, whatever's easiest. We're pretty accessible. I always have time to respond to emails, and even be on my phone to respond to Instagram and Facebook too. So whatever questions you have, or if you want to come in for a consult, just feel free to reach out on any platform.
That's awesome. So the website is the Therizona.com. Your email would be?
It's info@therizona.com, or CAT at therizona.com. Yep.
And then what's your clinic number?
It is 480-699-8473. Glad I have that memorized.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, and again, anybody who's watching, if you have any questions too, drop those into the comments. We'll be able to reach out and help you get those answers that you're looking for. Email Kat at the information and contact information that she just provided. If anybody's got specific questions for me, again, that you don't want to be exposed to Facebook or Instagram out there, you can always reach me at info@elevatechiroaz.com, or giving the office a call at 480-588-5111. Happily here to help provide a resource for everybody out there as well. So thanks again for coming on, Kat. I look forward to us helping more moms live that life they're looking for and thrive and be, I like to say, to be elevated. So
I like it.
But thanks again for coming on. And for everybody out there, until next time, be elevated.
Awesome. Thanks.
Of course.
See ya.